Hey guys, in today's video I want to share with you how much military officers get paid. Now we'll start off by saying that military pay is quite different from civilian pay in the tax benefits, in the way that promotions and time in service actually affect your overall pay. So keep this in mind that there are a few different moving pieces when we look at military pay. That being said, I'm actually going to share my screen with you shortly so that I can go online and show you guys where you can find all this information, and so I can show you guys in depth how to break down and understand the true pay of a military officer, or really any military member for that matter. So let's go ahead and share the screen now and I will show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, guys, so we are on federalpay.org. This is a website you can look up to determine the pay rates for military officers and military enlisted members. Now, in this case, we're looking at the Marine Corps scale, but as you can see by the first just few numbers here alone, the pay scale is actually different, and I'll show you guys this. I'm sorry, the same across the board. So you can see 01, second lieutenant, 2 years or less, 3477. We scroll up here, you can switch to any branch. Let's just say we go Army. We look at the Army's pay scale, and you can see that their 01, which is also a second lieutenant with 2 years or less, is the exact same figure, and the numbers are similar across the board. So like I said, there is no difference with any military officer. I'm wearing a Marine Corps shirt, and I'm going to look at the Marine Corps pay scales for obvious reasons if you know my channel. So getting right into it, all right? So this number is the monthly allowance that you would receive, or I really should say the base pay that you will receive as a military officer. So how it works, as you can see here, this is on the top here, you can see the different rank, or what they'll call pay grade. And then you can see the years of experience. So if you have 2 years or less in service, and time in service. So for example, when you first get into the Marine Corps, if you are an officer, you're an 01, a second lieutenant, you will obviously have 2 years or less because you'll be just coming in. This is the amount that you would make per month. Now, if you multiply that by 12, which I'll actually just do right here real quick, you would see that you would get the pay would be $41,724. So that sounds pretty bad, right? For somebody with a college degree, that sounds not exactly as appealing as some other jobs that can pay, 60, 70, 80, even, six figures, so 100 or 100 plus. But that's kind of what's unique about the military, and I'll show you guys this right here. So if you actually, I believe if you scroll down, let's see, where is it? Actually, no, it's up here. All right, so if you scroll up here, you can actually go to, it says Marine Corps pay calculator, but you can, it's any branch of service has this this little link right here. So you click this and you will go to the pay calculator. Now, this is the military pay calculator for the most recent year, so 2022, with BAH and BAS. Now, these are important what's called allowances, but important aspects of your pay, right? So base pay is only one aspect, and the largest aspect of your pay as a military service member, so as an officer. So what you can see here, you'll see the subsistence allowance, and then the housing allowance, right? So this BAS has to do with, basically it's like a food and grocery allowance per month, and then a housing allowance, which depends on where you live. So where you're stationed, they'll provide you, if you live off base, with a basic housing allowance to accommodate you for your housing, for your living quarter expenses. So if you're renting a place, if you're spending to buy a place, that'll cover hopefully your mortgage. So let's go right here. You can just basically pump in your information. So we'll say Marine Corps, we'll say 01, 2 years or less of experience, obviously the most recent pay scale. And then from a zip code, duty station, let's look up actually Camp June zip code here. We'll see 28445. Whoops. So actually this one's already in it. It's, I think this is the zip code. It's 28547. If we go back here. Yeah, so not what's, yeah, this is what it is. Okay, cool. So 28,547, that gives us the Camp Lejeune basic allowance for housing. So this calculator here basically shows you how much you make, right? So you see basic pay, $41,727.60. Basic allowance for housing is $16,236, and then the basic allowance for subsistence is $3,363.48 for a whopping total of $61,327.08 per year. So again, you guys are probably thinking, okay, well, that's not amazing, but that is about what equates to a college graduate coming out. Generally, starting jobs will be probably along the lines of $60,000 to $70,000, right, give or take. If you're on the higher end, it's going to be more depending on your degree. However, I want to show you an additional aspect of this, right? So, like I said, basic pay is only one aspect. Well, what's interesting and what's exciting about military pay is that there is a taxable portion and an untaxable portion. All right, so you can see this here: taxable portion, $41,727.60. The untaxable portion is $19,599.48. So this bottom portion here, you cannot be taxed on. All right, obviously it says untaxable for a reason. That's money that's in your bank account with no way, shape, or form that the government can really touch it. The taxable portion, which is actually kind of unique if you go to the federal income tax bracket, and this is only for an O1, but it actually does save you a lot of money. If you scroll over here, this is just the federal income tax bracket right here. You'll actually see that the taxable income brackets, the first one stops at $41,775. So like I said, your taxable when you first get in is going to be $41,727 versus this max, which is $41,775. So you actually fall in the lower tax bracket, so 12% versus 22%. If you pump out these numbers, you'll see that based on a total pay of $61,327.08, if you were taxed on that altogether, you would pay, and I actually have these numbers here, you would pay $9,100, actually a little over, so it's $9,108.94, versus if you were taxed on only the taxable income, so as you are in the military, only this taxable portion here, you would only pay $4,800, so $4,801.74, meaning that if two graduates came out of school and one was in the military making this about $61,000 and one was in the civilian sector making $61,000, the difference in take-home pay would actually be a difference of $4,300, so $4,307.20. Meaning that the military service member gets an additional $4,300, even though on the surface their salary is the exact same. It could be identical. So that's a tax advantage. All right. So, and we can actually go over a number of different additional advantages to military service members in terms of discounts, in terms of VA loans, GI Bill. We can make separate videos. I can make a separate video or separate videos discussing those as you guys would like to see them. But in any case, I thought this was quite interesting. And if we, switch this up, so for example, we just, like I said, numbers are all the same. We switch to, let's say, Navy, O1, 2 years or less, 2022 military pay tables. I live actually in Mystic, Connecticut. So let's say, for example, we do this. There is actually a base not far from me. It's the Groton sub base. Let's see if this changes it at all. Actually, you know what? There's the sub bases in Groton. So this is 340. Click that. And you can actually see that this went up just a little bit. You can see the basic allowance here, like I said, it's added slightly. So just keep in mind and understand that this number right here, as I mentioned, basic allowance for housing, actually shifts based on your zip code to where you live, right? So for example, if you live down south, let's say in, like I mentioned before, Camp Lejeune, in North Carolina, you would pay a lot less in rental costs or in a mortgage cost because real estate down there is much cheaper than up north in, say, Connecticut or New York, or let's say, from the Marine Corps example, a place like Pendleton. So, California real estate is going to be far more expensive. The military accounts for that by adding basic allowance for housing that shifts based on your zip code. Keep that in mind. So that, for the most part, is how military officer pay works. All right, it's pretty cut and dry, as you guys can see here. It was pretty simple. We went to federalpay.org to get all this information, and you can see based on the duty station that you would like to go to what the basic allowance for housing would be. In addition, the subsistence allowance is consistent, so it does increase usually based on, I believe, rank. To my knowledge, if I can double check that here. You can see, actually, looks like maybe it may be the same across the board. But in any case, you'll see enlisted actually make a little bit more for that, which rightfully so. But in any case, like I said, those few things in addition to the tax benefits, further benefits, again, can be discussed in a different video. However, these are from the basic compensation side of things. This is how much a military officer makes and how they save on taxes in addition because of the taxable and untaxable portions of their pay. So that concludes today's video, guys. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, or any video requests, as always, feel free to leave a comment below to let me know. In addition, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe if you get the time. It means a lot, really helps the channel grow. In any case, guys, I will see you in the next video.